Welcome, friends. Something that's been just particularly resonant for me lately is that we live alone, we die alone. In other words, all the thoughts that involve another person just, don't hold any reality. They just kind of are so uninteresting. Lots of times there's thoughts about duty or obligation or appearances or, is somebody else okay? Rehashing conversations or planning new conversations. There's so much energy that could go there. And as that just keeps decreasing and decreasing, the lightness grows more and more. I see something in my yard and I think, oh, maybe I should take care of that. And then I feel the energy flow and notice, is that because I care about what other people think of the art or because there's actual interest there? And, it just settles back down if there's not a vibrancy flowing in that direction. There's nobody that I need to have an okay yard for. And if somebody asks for something to be changed, perhaps the energy will arise to change it. Who knows? But this this simplicity that all the perceptions, all the others are here inside of this consciousness just makes life so light. I can think of, family members who are going through a difficult time. And I can check, is there an energy to reach out or do anything, or is it just a mental ideation? If there's no energy to do anything, then the mental ideation drops away. What is it serving? It's just not serving anything. Byron Katie says we no two people have ever met. That all the interactions are actually projected. I can feel that reality. It's very settling, very, very settling. Another thing very settling is how in the vast consciousness, all the possibilities are lived out. So sure, there's apparently, somebody got fired in this reality, but in another reality they didn't. So all the possibilities are being lived out. There's no shame. Oh, shame that happened. Not at all. There's no particular should. All the shoulds coexist, so there can just be this flow of energy. There doesn't have to be the pull, the push, the preference. Can you feel how simple it is? We live alone, we die alone. What is it that's the most alive thing flowing here? Certainly, the centering down, the expansion into clarity. Just clarity, clarity, clarity. Simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. And then the energy that arises for honoring this body, gratitude for gifts that show up. Very simple exchanges, just apparent love. But such ease. We live alone, we die alone. and I don't need anyone. What a simple way I find that to be. No one needs me, and I don't need anyone. There's just this rich fullness when the aliveness becomes primary and the apparent relationships just drift down into, you know, the shadows. Yeah, there's apparent play in the shadows, plenty to learn and enjoy and experience and feel grateful for. But the fundamental flowing is the core aliveness, the moving energy, dancing, not with a agenda that is, local to the brain. No agenda local to the brain. And I just continue to feel how there is nothing that has to be done. And there's a movement that sees apparently and moves and apparently takes care. It turns out this gets attended to and this does not get attended to. And apparently it flows exactly as that. Apparently there's interest and energy in paying the bills. Apparently there's interest and energy in getting sleep. Apparently there's not interest and energy in making a phone call or in showing up to an event. It's just so simple. We live alone, we die alone. And that just, for me, brings into the foreground this flow of vitality that just naturally flows into whatever expression. And if the expression includes other parent people, fabulous. But it's determined, its expression is determined by this flow, not by any expectations with the other people. Expectations that it should happen again, or expectations that there be approval one way or another, or expectations that they're, stay alive for me. No one needs to stay alive for me. No one needs to stay safe for me. Not at all. We live alone, we die alone. And so as this becomes more and more primary, this freedom of flowing as the core aliveness, and the parent relationships just become reflections. There's a simplicity and a lightness and a freedom and an abundance. And out of that abundance flows more life, and and this simplicity just relaxes so much of that tendency to try to make an ego. We live alone, we die alone.